Hey everyone, Senraikai here. Today we're going to be watching the second episode of Munou Nana. And yeah, last episode was a start and it was very interesting because we have this setup of this island full of supernatural people who are supposedly gathered together for the sake of fighting against the enemy of humanity. But they also have infiltrators, which complicates things. But then we have one of these supposed infiltrators near the end of the episode talk about how no, you are the real enemy of humanity, and I'm saving humanity by doing what I'm doing. So clearly a bit of a conflict of ideals, it seems like. So I'm not sure if this is going to be some situation where we have talented people versus non-talented people, as in some kind of big human civil war, like we're the real humans, no you are, or no I am, like I got that mixed up. But it could be something like that because we haven't seen any like literal monster form just yet. The only thing we've seen is Nana clearly against us. So we still have a lot to learn. Just a lot of mysteries for the most part. First episode gave us a little bit of bits and pieces of potential setup, and then lots of questions about what's actually going on. So yeah, I'm pretty eager to jump into it and see exactly how things unfold. See if Nakajima's just dead or if he survived, and see what's step 2 for Nana after she kills what appeared to be the main character. But yeah, before I jump in, just a quick thing, just if you like the video, click the like button. If you want early access and the picture-in-picture version, this thingy up here, then support me on Patreon. And yeah, let's just jump on into the episode, see how things progress. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, that's Nana. Okay, the talented are no longer human. I at least was able to read that much. I'm not a fast reader, guys. So, clearly they don't consider the talented to be human, so it seems like it may have been, right on that. Almost like X-Men with the mutants, People seeing them as non-human or whatever. It could be a similar thing as that. But yeah, Talentless Nana. And yeah, definitely the opening confirmed here. Last time I focused on the visuals, I want to focus on the lyrics this time. Because yeah, like I said, Kyoya and Nana are very prominent in the opening, so both very important. We do see what looks like literal monsters there. It definitely seems like they're in conflict with each other. I remember that line. It looked like we first saw zombies right there. I said I was going to focus on the lyrics, but the visuals really do keep grabbing my attention. Because we saw an arm hanging out of a bathtub like somebody just drowned. Like, there's just so much to unpack with the visuals itself. I do like Sheep Girl, that's what I'm going to call her. She looks like the Watame, the sheep HoloLive VTuber. Okay, here we go. That does sound pretty bad. Yeah, special talents. But was it an accident, though? I bet. Really does. There's definitely some My Hero Academia influence here. A revolution. Okay, so basically they're treated like zoo animals. They gotta be isolated in a cage. Okay. So they're allowed to live there, but we're sending people to kill them anyway. A lot of pressure on this girl. Back in time. Very clear-eyed twitch there. He may or may not be dead. It's an anime, so he's probably alive, honestly. This is the guy that bullied him in the first minute of the first episode. Interesting to seem worried about him. I knew that was her voice. I could just feel it in my soul. Michiru. That's a cute name. Moody desu. Lucky guy can float. I mean, literally, hover, kind of float. Yeah, that works too. Can't drown if the water's ice. Well, we have a Prince of Flames, don't we? He can melt it. It's not that deep. Don't be a baby. I know what she wants to say. That does sound dangerous. She did mention that before. I mean, I do agree to an extent that it's very scary to have teenagers with superpowers running around. But why do I have to? Of course, his name is Cody. Ice. Well, then do it. She would make a very beautiful ice statue. Says the girl who had that eye twitch earlier. So is he going to be her next target, basically? Yeah, it plays with his hair. Makes it seem like he was assassinated by the competition. I mean, the longer he's gone, the more it's going to feel like he's dead, but I'm still not quite convinced on that. What was that? Your hand looks a little bit injured there, buddy. Time, like in the episode title. Those people are the worst. I'm not gonna argue with you. What is that face? You're not a girl. Stop it. You can't look cute. Yeah, time manipulation is always a very dangerous power. More impressive than freezing the lake. Pond. 800,000. It's nothing to sneeze at. Not, you know, it's not a million, but it's close. I was thinking the same exact thing. Your death. Okay, I assume that was on purpose. Yeah, it looks like just time rewinding. Well, I could tell. Because it went back to how it was before. Feels more like rewinding, but let's see what she says. Yeah. That is how it works. No. Yeah. Like the water itself is out of the cup. Even if you stopped time and readjusted it, water would still follow. That would be impressive. Would be an odd detail to worry about. Definitely could be some interesting applications of that ability. Wow, that really escalated. Uh, I mean, how far back can you go? That's a good indicator of how much you can really do. Because maybe he is dead, but we go back in time and fix it. Naruhodo. This guy. But yeah, seeing her QC act really does become a lot more insufferable once you know it's for sure it's fake. And she's just a murderer. Hey, Kyoya. She's like, this dude, you need to stop. Still very interested on Kyoya, what his deal is. Always the investigator. Because we got a little bit on Nana's backstory. Is Kyoya from like a different sort of faction? Getting kind of the eyes are very telling. Man, he is going to town in her hair. Getting grilled now, Nana. You know, I kind of want to play with her hair now. Oh, that's kind of terrifying. We did not. I'm glad we're bringing this up. There's a lot to unpack with that. At least we know he has a sister now. Maybe Nana is a sister. Very well could. They are already among us. Are you going to accuse Kyoya? She's going to try to gaslight him. To investigate. Kyoya is pretty good at keeping calm, cool, and collected. He just had an urge to play with that hair. Oh yeah, that's totally what that looked like. Someone's enemy. A familiar voice. Yeah, doesn't it? None of us are friends here. She's like, I really don't want to spend my time doing this. As you do. And he has such a useful ability. And you're gonna figure them out. You get really quick and stealthy with your kill. Maybe there's a movement limitation. She did. I love how you can tell a lot by what she's thinking with the eyes. Because that was definitely, it's not good that he knows that sort of look. But she can't express that vocally, obviously. Yeah, he's getting close. Okay. Supposed to be like a ninja. Yeah, we can't wait much longer. For justice. Well, you're on the right track. I mean, there was a watch, right? Were you doing lewd things? You should be. don't go too close to that cliff. As soon as you pop back all exhausted, she is pushing you. They really weren't. So yeah, he's getting real close to the push. Getting really close. You gotta do something, Nana. Like some kind of peeping Tom. I bet, because you don't want to be seen. So it'll be really hard to see that without being spotted. So he has a difficult task here for sure. Man, the tension's really building for me though. Like, this boy's gonna die. We were so close. We were so close. Although I wonder if one of those attempts, even if we didn't find out the truth, it did manipulate things to the point where the assassination attempt itself changed just enough to where he could survive somehow. Just throwing out ideas. Don't believe a word this girl says. There's no way he believes this, right? Oh, boy, you're in trouble. She is going to kill you. If he doesn't come back, I mean... Oh, the icy pond. So that was the idea. Just happy-go-lucky Nana walking through the halls. So essentially, he's just dead now, you know, for all intents and purposes. We do get the ED though. That's cool. Who should I direct this bitter rage at? That's a line. Bakemono. Which means a monster, by the way. The talented versus the talentless. Okay. Well, that was the second episode of Munou Nana. Okay, that was definitely an episode. Okay, so Nana very much feels like the main character of the show at this point. We got none of Nakajima, I think his name is. We had none of him this episode, presumed dead, but we have no guarantee, like, you know, there's a whole line, no body, no death, and all that. And that does seem to kind of continue to be a theme as far as, like, no body, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, Nakajima, his absence is definitely noticed. Right now, people are just kind of not in the panicking state. They're just wondering, oh yeah, I guess he's just sick or something. He'll be back soon enough, right? Nobody's going to suspect he's just dead. That's not usually what you'd realistically jump to initially. But obviously, Nana knows the truth. He's the only one that knows the truth. It's up in the air how much Kyoya really knows what his deal is. But as far as Nana goes, we got some good backstory on her, as well as some overarching lore as well. Like, there's a talented and the talentless, essentially. Superpower people, non-superpower people. I don't know if we ever really got the exact ratio on that. But basically, yeah, there was this change. They tried to incorporate them in the military, I think they said, and in the end, things didn't quite work out, and now we have a bunch of them isolated on one island under the idea of, like, training to battle the enemy of humanity or something like that, even though humanity as a bulk considers them the enemy. But they're still just kind of letting them live here, except now we have people sending Nana there to kill them, I guess. Like, I'm not sure if there's, like, maybe two different organizations that work here with conflicting ideals about how to deal with the talented, I guess. But, yeah, we got that on Nana, but we also have Kyoya, which we did not get information on. We just know that he's very much investigating things and that there's definitely some agenda behind him, some motivations. He's not just some student there to study, right? That's pretty clear. So, looking forward to learning more about him for sure. Because I'm pretty sure he is opposing Nana. Like, it has to be, right? They just have to be, like, opposing forces. Everything about the two of them in the opening kind of showcases that. So, I'm pretty sure. But I actually thought Cody would end up being, that's his name, right? I think so, because that means ice. But I was calling Ice Boy just to be safe. But I thought Ice Boy was going to be the focus of this episode, because we did have her investigating him, learning about his powers and whatnot. And his powers certainly became relevant to the episode, but it didn't actually, he wasn't the one we tried to kill. But we are learning about his abilities, how he can freeze an entire pond, which is pretty cool. But I do enjoy the aspect of Nana trying to, you know, learn about them so she can actually kill them. Because obviously if she's talentless Nana, you know, title drop, she can't, like, fight fire with fire. She can't fight fireballs with fireballs. She has to just use her human intellect to trick and outsmart and deceive her opponents. So we get to see that firsthand. She asks questions with a, you know, cutesy fake nature, and then she gets the answers. She dissects them in her head. Okay, how do I utilize this? How do I work around this? And, you know, that's cool aspect to watch, because she's basically a normal person around a bunch of superheroes that are her enemies. So, yeah, getting to see that game, pretty interesting stuff. But the one who was actually important for this episode was Shibusawa, I think his name was. Yeah, Shibusawa. He's a time travel boy. Basically, he can go back in time, which is a very useful ability, making him very dangerous. So it makes sense that Nana would try to prioritize taking out him as the next big threat. But, you know, he's also worried about Nakajima. Kyoya also worried about Nakajima. He showed up a little bit to talk about things. I did enjoy the little back and forth we got between the two of them, because I think Nana knows that she's got to be wary of Kyoya, because he's obviously, I don't think everyone else just kind of took the sick thing at face value. Kyoya's actually trying to learn what actually went down, and is very much closer to suspecting, you know, Nana, understanding what actually happened than anyone else. So I love when her eyes become, like, dead when she becomes, like, concerned. You know, she starts to get back into a corner. She has these dead eyes. It's great to see. Also, the hair fondling. That was just so great. It's mostly because it lasted so long. Like, if it was just like a 3 or 4 second thing, I would have not really thought much of it. But it just kept going. It just kept going for so long. Even after she finally brought it up, it still went on for a little bit more. Like, she cared enough to ask about it, but she didn't care enough to, like, smack his hand away or anything like that. So it's quite funny. And her hair does look rather soft, you know, almost like cotton candy. So, I mean, I get it. Like, assuming I wouldn't be yelled at or smacked or sent to HR, I might give it a little bit of a play with as well. But yeah, that was quite a funny random little bit of the episode. But it did, funnily enough, give us a little bit of information about Kyoya. Like he mentioned the sister, right? I don't know how important that's going to be going forward, but it was mentioned, so it's got to be somewhat important. But also Nana trying to gaslight Kyoya, trying to make them think he's an infiltrator, enemy of humanity, and all that, even though it's actually Nana. But yeah, things definitely got a little bit more interesting when we teamed up. You know, Team Nana and Team his name's hard to remember. Shibusawa. Yeah. Once they teamed up as a Nakajima investigation unit, it became pretty interesting because she sees somebody with very powerful ability, and she's kind of like, she has to play defense and try to, like, make sure he doesn't figure things out, while at the same time trying to push him into a certain direction, put him into a situation where she can actually kill him. Because it's very hard to kill somebody who can rewind time as soon as the second that they identify a threat towards them, they can do it. And it's very hard to kill someone that fast unless you have like a sniper rifle kind of thing, where they're dead before they even realize what happened, which she doesn't have that, so she can't really do that. And you have no chance of killing someone like this with a knife or anything, because you're not going to die from a stab wound instantaneously. So it was pretty much her only option, to be very clever and get him in the exact scenario where he can't do anything about it, right? So that was pretty much the question. We got to... Hopefully that didn't mess things up. But yeah, we got to see him get closer and closer to figuring things out, eventually get into the cliff. I actually thought she was going to push him off, but I guess it would have been a little bit too samey from a narrative perspective. Also, it wouldn't work because as he's falling, like, oh no, I'm falling, there's rocks behind me. Hey, what do you know? I'm back up here now. Yeah, so it wouldn't have done anything. So we couldn't really use that method. But this is where she becomes a 5-brain, because she decided to utilize the lake, because it got frozen, but it wasn't always frozen. Not too long ago, it was a regular lake. So what she does is she gets the shovel, buries a section of it. Obviously, the whole pond might have been a bit too much, but just enough of the pond buried with dirt to where it seemed just like regular ground. So after she tells them the story, like, oh no, right in this exact spot we're standing right now, my friend Nakajima, who I care about so much, got just murdered and torn apart. It was horrible. Please hurry up and go back in time to save him. So, and then we get him pretty much saying something to the effect of, I'll be back and I'll take Nakajima with me, you know. At the moment, during the moment, it didn't really, you know, it wasn't very emotional, but now after everything that happened, thinking back to that moment, that look on his face, you know, trusting her, trying to be a good guy, trying to do the right thing, trying to save people, that's what leads to his death. Like, it's just tragic to think about, but yeah, he went back in time, in that exact spot, which... Back then, there was no dirt, there was no ice, it was just water. He goes on through, all nauseous, all drowning, and gets frozen, just stuck down there beneath the ice. But, like I said, no body, no death. We've had 2 instances where a person probably died, but we don't have proof of it. So, you know, I'm not gonna go full tinfoil hat conspiracy theory on that just yet. Not until it happens a 3rd time. But if a 3rd time she kills someone, but we have no body, I'm going to start to think, okay, these people aren't actually dead. Something else is going on here. But, you know, the only problem with that theory is if they're not dead, where are they, right? Like, especially with Nakajima, like, if he somehow survived, like, fell into the water, where did he go? They're on an island. Did he swim to a nearby boat and get off the island? Probably not. And in his case, like, you know, it's possible that he swims better than she thought he did and got out of there somehow. But then if that was the case, where did he go? You know, right? So yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna put too much weight on that theory right now. Just something that I'm thinking about, so I have to voice it. But it was clever though. I was kind of curious how she would end up dealing with him, but utilizing the icy lake and his sense of justice and trustiness against him, very clever, clever girl. But so yeah, the show is definitely very entertaining to watch. Nana, like, I'm not sure how to feel about it just yet. Obviously, she was really pushed into this, kind of a little bit brainwashed into thinking she's doing the greater good by killing these people. So, you know, you can't really be too mad at her for what she's doing. She's almost like child soldier-ish kind of thing, right? But at the same time, she's also killing people, you know, that I get attached to. Like, you know, whatever, Jima was a cool guy, you know? Like, Nakajima did not deserve to die either, so you know, I can't really not be upset with her killing these people. But so yeah, it leaves me kind of conflicted, to be honest. But yeah, like, is this just gonna be the show? Every episode we kill a new superhero, and she figures out new and exciting ways to kill them, sometimes taking advantage of their abilities or more to the point, their abilities' weaknesses to do so. And Kyoya. When are we going to learn more about Kyoya? Is Nana going to go after Kyoya at some point? I assume he's talentless just like Nana. I actually don't remember what he said his ability was in the first episode. I'll have to go back and check on that. But I assume he was lying just like Nana is. Because I guess they're probably both talentless, both have different opinions on how to deal with the talented. You know, they're opposing forces, part of opposing organizations. That's what I think this is, but we'll have to wait and see. But either way, very exciting stuff. Really gets me sucked into it. Especially the tension of the episode in regards to something Jima and his death. Like, I had a feeling he was going to die. I didn't know how it would happen. I didn't know exactly when it would happen. But, like, I knew Nana was working towards that goal. That was the end goal. And she got to it. But, yeah, very interesting stuff. I'm really enjoying the show so far. Hopefully you guys are enjoying my reaction to it as well. And, yeah, if you enjoyed this, please click the like button and support me on Patreon for all those fancy benefits. And I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.